Hello there! Literally, my summer reading is off to such a good start and I'm so happy about it. I quickly got into my usual summer routine of staying up till 5 a.m. 2 times out of 3 I am reading really awesome books this summer. 1 times out of 3 I am watching interviews with Lady Gaga from 2009. You'd think I've seen all of them by now. And I have. Today I want to talk about this freaking book. You Know Me Well. It's by Nina LaCour and David Levithan. I was lucky enough to receive a copy of this book at BEA a couple weeks ago. I have been so excited about this book ever since it was announced, and there was no way that I was going to get my hands on it and not read it. So as soon as I had free time this summer, I devoured this book. And the actual release date for this book is today, June 7th. And so while I have this copy, I wanted to go out and buy another one, not only just to support the authors, but I thought this would be a really good opportunity to do a giveaway. So happy book birthday to you if you win this giveaway, which I'll tell you how to enter in a second. This is one hardcover copy of You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Levithan. You want to enter this giveaway. I absolutely loved this book, and of course I'll talk about it in a second. But just in case you're gonna leave to avoid spoilers, I want to tell you how to enter. Step 1, you must be following me on Twitter. Step 2, leave a comment below on this video and include your Twitter handle. Step 3, tweet this video, tag me so I can see it, use hashtag YouKnowMeWell, and if possible make sure you include the authors as well in your tweet, and basically just say something and I will find it and you will be entered in the giveaway. I'd like to make this equal opportunity because everyone should have a chance to read this book, so I'm going to open this one up internationally. I'm so excited to talk about it. Okay, I'm not going to spoil this yet. I'm going to give you a rundown and some general thoughts on this book, and then you have to go away and read it, then come back and we will discuss together. So You Know Me Well is told from 2 different points of view, one written by Nina LaCour, one by David Levithan, and our 2 characters are Mark and Kate, and Mark and Kate have sat next to each other in one of their classes, Mark being a junior, Kate being a senior, for the entire school year, and the school year is almost over. These are alternating chapters, so I'll try to keep my synopsis just what happens in the first 2. So Mark and Kate live near San Francisco. Chapter 1, Mark and his best friend Ryan, who Mark has feelings for, they're both gay and they fool around all the time, but they don't really talk about it, and Mark doesn't really know where to go with that. They're sneaking out. It's Pride Week in San Francisco. They begin their night in this gay bar. One thing leads to another. Mark ends up dancing on the bar in an underwear contest and wins, only to be scanning the room and lock eyes with that one girl from his calc class. So Kate, on the other hand, is driving to San Francisco with her best friend Lena and 2 other friends of theirs. Kate is being matched up by Lena with Lena's cousin Violet, who she's heard so many great things about and has been really talked up. So they get to this party, Kate is supposed to meet Violet, and then Kate just freaks out and leaves, which sort of ends up being a recurring theme for Kate's character. Kate walks down the street and stumbles into this bar. She sits down, she's wallowing in self-doubt, she's scanning the room, and she locks eyes with that one guy from her calc class. So Mark and Kate, who are both having trouble with their groups of friends, sort of start talking. They have a crazy night, and they pretty much click right away. Not because they have totally similar personalities, but because they needed each other and they were both there at that time and they both knew what to say. I love this book so much. I don't know what I was expecting. I do know what I was expecting. I was expecting this book to be pretty much 200 pages of like a night in San Francisco. There's so much more to it than that, and there's so much that happens afterwards. Reading this book took me on a roller coaster. I totally related to the entire journey that both of them were going through. Like, I'm literally at that point in my life. You know, things aren't going to be the same with your friends, and there are things that you do that need to be addressed, and lots of stuff was happening where I was kind of just like, wow, I had that conversation with my friend last week. I had never read anything by Nina LaCour before, but honestly, after this, I loved reading her writing so much. One of my favorite parts was just reading Mark from Kate's point of view and Kate from Mark's point of view. It really goes to show how you get used to yourself, obviously, and other people see you differently. Plus, she's so wise. Nina LaCour just has so many great moments of wisdom, and that really came through in her character. And then the way that Mark saw her from David Levithan's point of view, really just brought that home in everything about Kate. And of course, reading from Mark was hilarious and at times really heartbreaking. You know, these two just know how to write in a way that really speaks the language of people my age, I guess. But it's not like you need to be a certain age to read this. You know, the characters aren't smart for no reason. They don't have everything figured out and they know it. They are experiencing all of this one step at a time, and that was really enjoyable to see. This book was so funny, but above that, it was really important for me to read it right now. It was really enjoyable. Really, if what I said didn't sound appealing, this was really just an enjoyable contemporary book full of adventure and lots of great moments. Highly recommend. Total summer read. Obviously on this day, many of you probably have not read this book, but for future viewers, I'm going to discuss this book now. So if you're watching this and you haven't read this book yet, I encourage you to do so. Come back and discuss with us. I will see you later. Go away. Oh my god. I wrote down my favorite jokes from the book. I was giggling so hard when Ryan was talking about when he got home and then he was like, what if my mom punishes me or makes me read only James Patterson books for the rest of the summer or something like that. If there's one thing I appreciate in anything ever, it's a good crack at James Patterson. Thank you for including that, David. It meant a lot to me. My second highest giggle moment was it's stupid, but it's not stupid. They go into the art gallery for the first time and there's this obnoxious music playing and these obnoxious pink walls and Kate's kinda, ooh, what am I doing here? And Mark is like, EDM was playing every damn moment. It's just the little things. I enjoyed that scene a lot. So the first 100 pages of this book were kind of like a rush of happiness for me. So I was almost like disappointed. I was like pissed off when bad shit started happening. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I'm reading a book where bad shit's gonna happen. For a while, I was just kind of enjoying being part of their lives. It's kind of sad, but also comforting to think that the things that happened with like Katie and Lena and also Mark and Ryan are kind of things that happen with friends in high school all the time. You know, with Katie and Lena having been friends for so long and then, you know, at the end of high school, they're both moving away. They're both gonna start making new friends, and the truth is it happens to one person first and the other person's still gonna be back here. Like, what are you doing? It's hard to watch from both sides. Mark, someone who is so close to Ryan. I mean, they're such close friends, but he still cannot tell him his biggest secret. What I really enjoyed the most about watching Mark and Kate through this book is how they brought out this honesty in each other. You know, it was like a new home base because there was some discomfort at the old home base, I guess. So then they could take that and take that confidence and that honesty and bring it back to the relationships that they were in. It was definitely hard not to read this book and say, yeah, that happened, or even, you know, like, that's gonna happen. So I do love the way that it ended, with all of them still enjoying that moment and understanding that a year from now things could be so different, but that this was their time right now and that it didn't have to end so soon. And that just because you have a feeling that this might happen, you know, you might fade away from people, you don't need to force it. It's just kind of gonna happen. Or maybe it won't, and then it doesn't. Basically, everything was going to be okay, and that's what I liked about the ending. You know, the concept of craving a continuation with the same people. You know, you don't want to leave these people behind, but you want it to feel like a fresh start. And it's like, where's the reset button? Like, I want to go back. I want it to be you, but I want it to be new. And those are really the biggest things that I took from Mark and Kate. You know, the other thing was, I was so happy that Kate and Mark found each other and helped each other. Kate and Violet even. Violet was such an important presence in her life. I loved her so much. God, that was like the best first date. When she bought her artwork with like no money, Violet was just such a presence that Kate needed in her life. And so was Mark. Kate is so wise, but she was so unsure of herself and just scattered the whole time. And at some point, Lena kind of probably just missed that. So I was glad that when they went and got coffee at the end, Kate and Lena, that everything was okay. I enjoyed every honest conversation, bold decision, everything this book had to offer. Wow, this was a good one for sure. If you don't own a copy of this book, make sure you enter the giveaway. It will end 2 weeks from today. Thanks for watching. Please share your thoughts below on You Know Me Well. I absolutely loved this book. Summer's off to a good start with this being the first read. I will see you guys very soon, and goodbye.